Celebrities in a nutshell.
Unmasking bin Laden, Exploring Terrorism's Roots. Welcome back. Today, we explore the life of Osama bin Laden, the mastermind behind some of the most devastating terrorist attacks in modern history. Join us as we unravel his story, from his early years to his rise as the leader of Al-Qaeda and the global impact of his actions. Osama bin Muhammad bin Awad bin Laden was born on March 10, 1957, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He was one of more than 50 children born to Mohammed bin Laden, a wealthy construction magnate with close ties to the Saudi royal family. Osama bin Laden grew up in a life of privilege, receiving a religious education and later studying at King Abdulaziz University in Jeddah. It was during his time at university that he became deeply influenced by radical Islamic ideologies. In the late 1970s, bin Laden joined the Mujahideen forces fighting against the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. His wealth and connections allowed him to fund and organize fighters, earning him a reputation as a key figure in the Afghan resistance. The experience in Afghanistan solidified bin Laden's commitment to jihad, and he began to envision a global struggle against what he perceived as the enemies of Islam. In 1988, he founded Al-Qaeda, an organization dedicated to carrying out this vision. Osama bin Laden's strategy for executing his terrorist agenda was both methodical and far-reaching. He leveraged his considerable wealth and strategic acumen to establish a network of training camps, primarily in Afghanistan, where recruits were indoctrinated and trained in various forms of warfare. These camps were designed to prepare operatives for a range of activities, from guerrilla warfare and bomb-making to hijacking and cyber-terrorism. Training was rigorous and often brutal, aimed at creating highly disciplined and ideologically driven fighters. The training camps run by Al-Qaeda were incredibly sophisticated. Recruits were taught how to handle weapons, make improvised explosive devices, and carry out urban warfare. But perhaps equally important was the indoctrination process, which sought to instill a radical worldview and unwavering loyalty to bin Laden's cause. Bin Laden's approach to planning attacks was meticulous and strategic. He often operated with a long-term vision, meticulously selecting targets that would have maximum psychological and political impact. The 1998 U.S. embassy bombings in Kenya and Tanzania, for example, were coordinated to occur simultaneously, demonstrating Al-Qaeda's capability to execute complex, multi-target operations. But the most infamous example of bin Laden's planning prowess was the September 11, 2001, attacks. Years in the making, the 9/11 plot involved meticulous coordination and training. The attackers were selected based on their ability to blend in and their willingness to die for the cause. They received flight training in the United States and were trained to take over the planes with minimal weapons. Bin Laden's network was extensive, and he relied on a decentralized cell structure to carry out his operations. This structure made it difficult for intelligence agencies to infiltrate and dismantle his organization. Each cell operated independently, often unaware of the broader plans, which minimized the risk of exposure. Communication within Al-Qaeda was conducted through a combination of modern technology and traditional methods. Encrypted emails, satellite phones, and even couriers were used to relay messages and coordinate operations. This blend of high-tech and low-tech methods helped Al-Qaeda evade detection and maintain operational security. Bin Laden also placed significant emphasis on propaganda and recruitment. He utilized video messages, audio recordings, and the internet to spread his ideology and attract new followers. These materials often featured bin Laden himself, presenting him as a charismatic and determined leader. The training and planning efforts extended beyond the physical, psychological preparation was paramount. Recruits were often subjected to rigorous ideological training, including extensive study of radical Islamic texts and teachings that justified their actions as part of a holy war. Al-Qaeda's first major attack came in 1998 when bin Laden orchestrated the bombings of the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. The attacks killed over 200 people and brought bin Laden to the attention of the global community. However, it was the events of September 11, 2001, that would cement bin Laden's infamy. On that day, Al-Qaeda operatives hijacked 4 commercial airplanes, crashing 2 into the World Trade Center towers in New York City, 1 into the Pentagon, and 1 into a field in Pennsylvania after passengers attempted to retake control of the plane. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives in the attacks. The 9/11 attacks had profound and far-reaching consequences. The United States launched the War on Terror, invading Afghanistan to dismantle Al-Qaeda and remove the Taliban regime that had provided bin Laden with a safe haven. Despite the extensive manhunt, bin Laden evaded capture for nearly a decade. During this time, Al-Qaeda continued to carry out attacks worldwide, including the 2004 Madrid train bombings and the 2005 London bombings. On May 2, 2011, U.S. Navy SEALs located and killed Osama bin Laden in a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. His death marked a significant milestone in the war on terror but did not bring an end to global terrorism. Osama bin Laden's legacy is one of violence and extremism. His actions reshaped global politics, security policies, and the landscape of international terrorism. Al-Qaeda remains active, and new extremist groups have emerged, continuing the cycle of violence. Efforts to combat terrorism have evolved significantly since bin Laden's death. International cooperation, intelligence sharing, and advancements in technology have strengthened global security. However, the root causes of extremism, such as political instability, economic disparity, and ideological indoctrination, continue to pose challenges. Living through the 9/11 attacks was a harrowing experience. But it also brought out the resilience and compassion in people. We must honor the victims by fostering understanding and preventing such tragedies in the future. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Osama bin Laden. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Celebrities in a Nutshell for more in-depth explorations of history's most impactful figures. Let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.